In this video, I'm going to be breaking down a super sick B-Site Mirage Execute from Team Liquid. I absolutely love this strategy and the little details that make it so difficult to deal with. It's super explosive, yet so damn simple. So let's take a look. This strategy was taken from Team Liquid's game against Astralis to qualify for the ESL Pro League playoffs. After a pretty disappointing opening match versus Rare Atom, Liquid have slowly powered up throughout the tournament, and Mirage has been a staple of their map pool. To basically outline the strategy, Liquid are going to mask a B hit by using some default utility top mid, and then with most of the Liquid players ready to pop apartments, YEKINDAR is going to pressure middle by smoking top connector and mollying the window. This is going to allow the rest of Team Liquid's players to pop out of the apartments, with YEKINDAR flanking up short to crunch onto the B-site players. So now let's get into the POVs. But before we continue, I'd like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Market.CSGO. Market.CSGO is one of the largest CSGO marketplaces in the entire world, with over 90,000 daily trades. Right now they are working on a brand new UI design, which we can actually check out by clicking over here. As you can see, the new site is looking very nice. So from here we can just log in through Steam and start checking out the skins. Let's say I wanted to grab this Desert Eagle Code Red. All I gotta do is click on the item, and once we get to the item page, we can see what kind of stickers are on the skins, what the float of the item is, and also the price history for this specific item. But what if I wanted to sell my skins? Well, all I have to do is click on my profile and click on Sell Items. From here I can easily select the items from my inventory and also select the price that I want to sell it for. Market.CSGO also make it super easy to deposit and withdraw with a bunch of different payment options available. So if you want to buy and sell skins, check out Market.CSGO using the link in the video description. Let's start with Nitro. Nitro is going to smoke top mid, and then he's going to make his way towards apartments. It will be the very first entry in this strategy, and he has a very important role, or rather he has a very important piece of utility. Take a look at how Nitro places his flash as he enters here. After taking contact from Van, he will bounce his flash off of the default box. This is probably the most underrated flash in B-Site Mirage Executes because it targets anybody holding B-Site from short. So with his flash bouncing off default, Nitro is going to jump straight out of the window and immediately aim to kill the short player. This is his entry pathing. He has to path through the left side of the site to kill the short player, and he doesn't quite find this frag on the Zipex, but luckily Nav is there to help him out and Liquid take the bomb site. I will rewind a little bit here since Nav doesn't do too much differently. Nav is going to be the second entry on this strategy. Now, it's important to note that he stands in this specific area just outside of the apartments. If he were to push too far forward, he would be exposed to the pixel angle that device could be AWPing, which is just through the apartments here to his left. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but by positioning like this, Liquid can effectively trade and not give away the game plan before the pop-out B apps. They want to deny as much information as possible before executing the site. As soon as oSee throws his utility, Naf is going to get ready right behind Nitro, and he will molly off the van. Now, he also smokes the molly here, but this should probably be the role of the third player instead. But regardless, Naf is going to anti the Molotov, and he will basically follow up Nitro as the second entry, ready to trade on the same entry pathing. So he's going to be basically right next to Nitro, trading any kills up on short or the back side. After he finds the kill on Zipex, he's just going to get a good post-plant scenario. EliGE is the third entry, and his pathing will be a little bit different. Notice how he hugs the wall in order to not get spotted early, and he will prepare himself to swing and trade. EliGE is responsible for smoking off the Molotov. However, Naf is going to block him here, as I said previously, so he's just going to entry in as the third player. Now, your responsibility as the third player is actually not to make space, it's to trade off of the space that your first two entry players make for you. So EliGE is instead going to swing out of the balcony because his fights need to be calculated. He can't be running in and just dying as the rest of his players might do. EliGE basically has to be the guy that takes the good fights against the B players. His team is going to distract the enemies on the site, and EliGE needs to capitalize off of that distraction to get the kills. Now, he's not actually going to do anything in this round, so we'll just skip ahead into the next POV, but hopefully you understand his role a little bit more now. YEKINDAR is super important in this tactic. He's going to clear underpass early, and once he has moved into the middle position, he will smoke off top connector and Molotov deep window. This leads Zipex to throw a lurk smoke through short and put some pressure on YEKINDAR. However, once the utility starts coming through from oSee, YEKINDAR is going to take advantage of the gap available through short. Once B-side is pressured, pressured, the B short player will basically have to give up short and help hold the B site, especially since Device is AWPing B site in this round. And this is where the utility from YEKINDAR helps out. With the top connector smoke and the Molotov in window, YEKINDAR basically has a free passage up short without being spotted from A site or window. This allows him to find a free kill onto a blind Device in the middle of the site. It's super important to note that all of the utility that Liquid use in the beginning and kind of early middle of this round is all default utility that is used to take map control. From the top mid smoke to the top connector smoke and window Molotov, there is nothing unusual early on in this round to indicate that Liquid are perhaps going towards the B site, and this is why this strategy is so good. You can't really read into it. Moving on to oSee next, he is going to be responsible for throwing the market window smoke and site flashes. To throw this util set, you need to line up on this black dot on the ground and then aim on the left side of this wood in line with the dark plank behind it. This is just a jump throw smoke, and notice that oSee is going to wait a little bit for YEKINDAR to be in position to flank short before throwing the rest of this utility. This timing is really important since you want YEKINDAR to be fighting the site at the same time as the rest of the Liquid players. After throwing his smoke, oSee will run jump throw his flash aiming at this brown mark on the wall. This is designed to blind the van player and basically gain Liquid a little bit of passage into the apartments itself without dying to anyone just shooting from the van position. Then he's going to stand next to the left of this underpass wall and jump throw a flash aiming in between the left side of this window and the giant wooden plank underneath it. This second flash is designed to blind the jail player and the back site players. Now notice as well that Nitro is going to jump out of the window perfectly timed with oSee's second flash. This is by design, and it makes sure that Nitro doesn't die to the back site or the jail player before being able to make space for his team. If you want to make space as an entry, you need flashes to support you to get that space. Now, if we go into a top-down view, we can see just how effective this strategy is. By adding in this basically second layer of complexity with YEKINDAR pressuring middle and then splitting up short, Astralis basically have a separated defense towards the B site. They're not playing a crossfire in this situation. Zipex is essentially caught between two positions. Because of the mid pressure, he has to be aware of players fighting top mid and underpass, and usually the short player may have to watch connector as well as the window boost later in the round, so this is why Zipex plays a little bit more aggressive on the short position early on. When the B site utility comes over though, his focus suddenly has to switch from middle to being on the B site and setting up a crossfire in what is essentially a millisecond, and this forces him into an uncomfortable position, which is exactly what Liquid want, and it's exactly what makes this strategy so damn strong. So that's the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like to let me know, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Peace out.